right, good afternoon. Welcome to free video update here, Simpler Futures, March 16, Fed Day. We had FOMC announcement today. And got as the market was pricing in the quarter point rate adjustment, but market did not seem to like that so terribly much. Tuesday's low all the way down here, 41, 30, and today we're 100 higher at the highs at 43.30. Pretty amazing. Only to then reject all of this and trade back down on the announcement. So the open of this candle right here is the announcement today. So the price on that was about 43.12, 10.12. And we need to remember that as the newsprint where this all went down, okay? So a couple things here. First of all, remember we're trading in 150 point wide range days daily, day after day after day after day, only to, over the course of a couple of weeks, be contained by a 200 and maybe, if you're generous, 250 point range while trading 100 to 150 wide every single day. The thought is absolutely just mind-numbing, to be honest with you. It's incredible chop is what it is. Intraday, certainly there are opportunities. I mean, but let me tell you, overall, this has really been, challenging. A point to make here would be to note this level that I've got indicated as balance right up here. It's 43.30, call it 35. 43.35. That was in the March contract. That was up at like 43.45. However, since we've rolled into now June, we have to make that adjustment for the price difference between the June, which is lower, than the March, which is rolling out and expiring on the end of this week at the triple witching at the end of the week, right? So all that said means that we've only retraced back to balance, which is, by the way, dated back all the way to about June, mid-June, like June 20 of last year. So for that 8-month period, the very most traded price in volume terms for the S&Ps is that line right there, 43.35. So we've retraced back up, like I just said, a couple of hundred points, amazingly, only to reject that and then break darn near 100 from the highs today. So here's what I've got. The very common price action on an event like this, on a sizable news event like this, would be for this price to retrace back and reevaluate the price at which it was trading when we got the news. So you need to know that price. I'm pointing to it right there. Above that, you could target this balance up here at the 43.35 area from today's highs, actually. When and if and when we get above there, then I will start to talk about a potentially bullish case. At which point I'll be targeting the yearly pivot up here in the 4,400 plus and up into 4,460s up in that area. That's when we can get to actually talking about that. From the highs of the move, I've drawn this and believe it to look like it's pretty important. And we discussed this way earlier in the day, only to see price action come down and test it. And evidently find some support off of it. And that level is about 42.45. I would say that on a higher time frame, on a daily chart, like going into tomorrow and Friday and that kind of thing, that is a level that would be vitally, crucially important for the longs or bulls to want to try to defend. Below there, and just write it off, really. It's bearish on any test and failure of the newsprint anyway. It's bearish, as you can see, on a test and fail from this balance print up here at 43.35. It's only some possible support on this trend line that has been capping price action that then can possibly provide some support to keep it afloat, I guess, if you will. But honestly, below there, and it's done. I mean, I would just write it off and look for it to trade pretty easily below the January, February lows at 4,100. That would take it down into like a 40. I mean, lower, like 40, 50, and beyond down there. So it could get pretty ugly. So this is midday. As you can see, price action is still unfolding. We've gotten the morning move that was initially higher by darn near 100 points, that only then thereafter broke again for another 100 points. So we've had 100-point swings intraday today. And it's vitally important that this level's held, or like I said, it's pretty much done. And still very much potentially bearish with test and fail of that newsprint and or that balance right there. Above up here, then I'll start talking to you about bullish, and we can be looking at yearly pivot and well up into the 4460s and stuff like that. So that's it really for today. So far it looks like it's a case of buy the rumor, sell the news, as the age-old kind of adage would have it, and that appears to be the case thus far today. Reminder that next week, that's the 21st through the 25th, Simpler is going to be live streaming few of the trade rooms. Monday and Tuesday, the options room. Wednesday, the day trading room, and then Thursday, Friday, the futures trading room. Those will be live streamed on both the YouTube and Facebook channels. And I would encourage you to join, because there is going to be a bonus, a prize, a raffle that somebody's going to win. The prize is $1,000 to use any way you wish in the Simpler store. That could be for classes, you pick, indicators, whatever you like. And certainly somebody is going to win that, so be present for that. I will be in the futures room mostly. I'm in and out of the options room, but I'm mainly kind of in the futures room. And so if you wanted to see how we do some of the intraday stuff, and there's certainly opportunity intraday. Now, when you got 100, 150 point wide swings, and today we've had 100 up and back down, there's opportunity intraday. It's just that when you've got 100 and 150 point ranges over a course of a couple of weeks that manages to stay inside of a 200-ish point range, you can see where that's obviously up one day, down the next, up one day, down the next, back and forth like that. So swing, tough, intraday, opportunity, no doubt. Reminder, next week, live trading March 21st through 25th, live streamed on YouTube and Facebook channels, and look forward to hopefully seeing you there. So do take care. Look forward to being with you again at the next update. Good night.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me